Hi, I'm Tracy, and this is Husky Meadows Farm, and I'll take you around for a little tour. I don't know if you want to see behind you the orchard. We have some antique 100-year-old plus apple trees. We have some young trees that we're starting to replant the orchard with. And then this here is our 2-acre market garden where we grow vegetables for the CSA, for the farmers market when it's happening, our farm stand, and some restaurants, and for ingredients for our prepared foods. So let's go. So these are some of our cucumbers, our summer squashes, and then we have a second round of cucumbers, and the second round of summer squash, and then the rest is all winter squash. So right now we're picking our summer squash and our cucumbers every day. So hopefully we don't miss any so they don't get too big. This is an experiment in tarping. We want to move away from doing so much tilling with our rototiller because there's a lot of information out there that it's better for the soil the less you disturb it. So we put this black plastic on it. This was a cover crop like that. This was last year's cover crop, and we put this tarp on it to kill the plants, but it still leaves the organic matter. And this as an experiment plot, we may plant right into this, and then this works as a mulch, which keeps the soil moist. But we haven't needed to plant into this section yet, so this is kind of waiting for when we're ready to try it out. So this whole field is potatoes. They're starting to wind down. We always have a little bit of potato beetle damage, but this is actually a lot better than some years. We'll still have a great potato crop. There's lots of different varieties. There's Yukon Gold, there's Chieftain, there's a russet potato. Chieftain is a red-skin potato. Russet, we have some all blue Adirondack blue, and we have some fingerling potatoes. Kale, cabbage, beets, scallions, more beets. This is our salad of the lettuce mix. This is just about perfect cut right now. That will probably be in the share and the farm stand this week. These last 2 beds here are sweet potatoes. Here we have green beans, some frisee, fennel. This is our old salad that We cut some of it, but we didn't cut all of it before it got too big. Over here, pepper, eggplant. We grow a couple different varieties of eggplants. This is called ping tong. You can see over there the striped, beautiful Anina ones hiding behind under those leaves. We have shishito peppers. These are usually a favorite at the farmer's market and farm stand. And tomatillos, those big plants. These are fun because they have this kind of papery outer layer, and then you eat this inside. These are almost ready. The paper can get a little bit brown and will start to kind of burst open, and that's when you know they're ready. So these aren't quite ready, but again, tomatillos are very prolific, and we usually have lots of tomatillos for making salsa verde. So again, these are our field tomatoes. We can see that they're not ripening they're late to ripen compared to the greenhouse tomatoes, but they're starting to ripen. And so we call the front gate the top of the field, and this is the bottom. We have a plot of our flint corn. This is brassicas, cabbages, cauliflower, broccoli, kale, and then in the back we have two cover crops. The white flower is buckwheat, which the bees really love, and on the other side is a Japanese millet, both for just soil building. So this is our garlic that we're getting ready to harvest today, hopefully later today. It's looking pretty good so far. So we will just pull all of it today, and then we will give some of it as it is to our CSA members, but in order for us to store it to sell later, we need to cure it. So we'll probably end up bunching them and tying them and hanging them in our greenhouse. From the rafters in this hoop house, they'll be hanging. We have to put this shade cloth over the top so it's not so hot in here. On a sunny day, it can get to about 120 degrees in here, which will cook the garlic instead of just dry it out most evenly. Early spring and late fall, we will plant into the ground here. That's why you can see kind of the remnants of the beds and our irrigation line. In the back of the greenhouse is where we usually start all our seedlings, especially in the beginning of March when it's really cold out. We have a propane heater, and then that plastic curtain kind of comes down, so we're not heating the whole house. We don't do enough seedlings that it takes up the whole space of this hoop house, so that's why we don't heat it all. And then the greens that are growing in here, they don't mind it a little bit cooler than the seedlings do. So we have more cover crop here next to the garlic, and when we just do a little loop, and we'll come back and we'll end at the farm stand. Michelle. This is our washing station, so we harvest everything and we fill up this big tub with water. We dump all of our greens in there, all of our root vegetables. We have a greens washing machine over here where we put the basket full of wet greens in the machine. It spins. It's a washing machine on a spin cycle. And it dries our greens and then we bag our greens. This is also where our CSA members come to pick up their shares. So they come every Wednesday afternoon and we bring them a tote from a big cube is our walk-in cooler. So we have all the shares already packed into, the allotment for each member, and then we give them a tote when they get here. They put it into their own bags and they take their veggies home, and we keep the totes and we wash them and get them ready for the next time. So if you're a CSA member, you're familiar with this scene. We have our beehives over here. We're amassing materials to be making our own compost. So we've got wood chips, we've got plant debris, we've got some manure that will all mix together to make compost. And this is our farm stand. So you can come Saturday mornings from 9 to noon, and it's all loaded up with fresh produce, some prepared foods, baked goods, Husky Meadows t-shirts and hats, things like that. So that's where that happens, and that's the farm.